Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is the gripping story of a journey that began with excitement but turned into an unforgettable nightmare for a mother. She boarded the plane thinking everything was in order. The tickets were booked, the luggage was checked in, the seatbelt was fastened, and the holiday ahead seemed promising. But only after the plane was soaring through the skies did she realize the most precious part of her life was missing, her young son, left behind at the airport. The exterior of this story is painted with the backdrop of a bustling international airport, filled with travelers rushing to their gates, luggage wheels clattering on polished floors, and announcements echoing through the terminal. The large glass windows allowed rays of sunlight to flood in, casting shadows on hurried footsteps. The mother, dressed smartly for her journey, had a determined yet calm face, thinking only of reaching her destination on time. Outside, the plane sat majestically on the runway, gleaming in the daylight, with engines humming in preparation. Everything seemed perfect, the weather was clear, the aircraft pristine, and the boarding process smooth. There was nothing in the exterior to hint at the emotional chaos that was about to erupt. Inside, the interior was modern and inviting. The soft lighting above each seat gave the cabin a warm glow, the cushioned seats promised comfort for the journey, and the air smelled faintly of coffee and fresh upholstery. The aisle was narrow but tidy, passengers settling into their places with the soft rustle of carry-on bags being stowed away. It was a comfortable environment, a place meant for relaxation in the skies, yet for one mother, this serenity would soon shatter completely. The performance of the day's events began with efficiency. The flight crew handled boarding flawlessly, helping passengers find their seats, smiling warmly, and offering small reassurances to anxious flyers. The plane taxied smoothly across the runway, and the takeoff was steady and powerful, a flawless execution of skill and precision from the pilots. From a technical standpoint, everything about this journey's performance was impressive. The engines roared to life with strength, the climb into the sky was steady, and the seatbelt sign flickered off without a hint of turbulence. But human emotions have a way of overriding even the most perfect performance. It was mid-flight when the mother reached into her handbag to check her phone, expecting to see a picture or message from her son, who she believed was seated nearby. Instead, she noticed something strange, the absence of his voice, his fidgeting hands, or the warmth of his presence. Her heart began to race as she turned to look at the seat she thought he was in, only to find it empty. The realization struck her like a wave, he wasn't there. He had never boarded. Somewhere in the chaos of security checks and boarding announcements, they had been separated. And she had walked onto the plane alone. The safety features of this tale lie in the moments that followed. The cabin crew reacted with swift professionalism, moving quickly to comfort her while contacting ground staff at the departure airport. Communication systems became the lifeline, as the crew used radios to confirm that the boy was safe and under airport supervision. Protocols were in place for such emergencies, and they unfolded with precision. The child was kept in a secure location, staff ensured he had water and snacks, and constant updates were relayed back to the plane. The mother's panic, though intense, was tempered by the knowledge that her son was in safe hands. These measures, built into the operational safety of modern travel, turned what could have been a devastating situation into a temporary separation that could be resolved. What makes this story stand out, its unique selling points, is not just the drama of the situation, but the layers of emotion, efficiency, and human kindness that intertwine. On one hand, there was the sharp edge of fear and helplessness, the haunting image of a young boy standing alone in a crowded terminal, searching for the familiar face of his mother. On the other, there was the professionalism of the airline staff, the compassion of strangers, and the swift coordination between air and ground teams. It is a story of how even in the most terrifying moments, human care and well-organized systems can work together to protect what matters most. This blend of emotional intensity and operational efficiency is rare, and it makes this incident unforgettable. If we were to put a price on the emotional toll of this event, it would be beyond measure. But in a literal sense, the journey itself had cost the mother hundreds of dollars, a ticket meant to be shared with her son, now carrying only her to the destination. The emotional cost, however, was paid in anxious minutes that felt like hours, a heart that pounded relentlessly until the plane touched down and she could be reunited with her child. The value of safety, attention, and presence was brought into sharp focus, reminding every parent of the irreplaceable worth of their children's security. In conclusion, this is more than just a travel mishap, it is a reminder of how quickly moments can change, how important it is to stay alert, and how the systems around us can provide rescue when panic strikes. It's a story of fear met with professionalism, separation met with compassion, and an ending that could have been tragic but was turned into a moment of relief. For the mother, the day began with excitement and ended with tears of gratitude, a tight embrace, and the vow to never let go again. For anyone who hears this story, it is both a warning and a reassurance that even when the unthinkable happens, there are people and procedures ready to help bring loved ones back together.